All right, folks, Steve here from Forex Trading Coaches, back to do some analysis for the euro dollar. There's a very significant price level that is potentially being broken. We'd want to see it get broken a little bit further for buying, or, that being said, if we do get a significant amount of rejection at this price level I'm about to show you, there could be further selling. So let's go over to the charts, and I'll show you exactly what level I'm looking at and why. And we'll let you know what we would be looking to do if some trades set up in and around this area. All right, so let's jump on over to the charts. Okay, so once again, as we nearly always do, monthly chart top-down analysis. Sometimes we don't always go to the monthly chart, but it's an interesting little scenario on this monthly chart because it's ever tightening. You could draw a trend line from the top here down, and you could also draw a trend line up. We got this little sort of wedge scenario going on here, and price is kind of contained in that wedge to some degree. The monthly chart was in a bit of a downtrend for a little bit, but now it's ricocheted and trying to come back possibly into an uptrend. Now, there's this very significant level we see at 31, and it says 76, but I would say 31.75. Because you can see these swing highs right here. So in history, when price begins to break well above 31.75, there's several instances where price continues to travel up quite a bit. And then if we rejected a fair amount, then we might drop back down 500 pips or more back toward the bottom of this sort of wedge channel we have going on here. So 31.75 is pretty important. It becomes more clear on the weekly chart. So if this weekly uptrend that's beginning to develop further develops as we break further and further above 31.75, then there is some history that I can buy up for at least 100 pips, and then if it keeps traveling, it could go as far as 330 pips or possibly all the way up to 540 or more pips to the buy side ultimately. So we'll be watching this 31.75 level very carefully. Now, if we get a bunch of rejection, candles on the day chart and the 4-hour chart, and it continues to reject and is not able to pop through and build through by probably 50 or more pips above 31.75, then with the further rejection, we may get some opportunities where selling will kick in. And you can see it comes up from below, it hits it, rejects for several days, and then starts to sell off. So we're watching this level very carefully on the euro to see if we're going to break through and get further buying, 31.75, or reject 31.75 and get further, sort of resume the selling, because the weekly chart to some degree is still barely in a downtrend, but it's beginning to build the potential uptrend. And this level right here we're at is going to be crucial to see which way it eventually goes. And then we'll let that trend begin, and we'll start to trade pullbacks in that direction. Makes sense? So let's all keep an eye out on the euro. Let's go to the daily chart. You can kind of see this once again, and then the 4-hour chart, if we can blast up through this level with a strong 4-hour uptrend, because we are in a 4-hour uptrend. We're in a daily uptrend. Weekly is almost in an uptrend. The monthly is trying to be the beginning of one. Then we could get some further buying up a little bit. All right, so let's all keep an eye out on the euro dollar. Have a good one, folks.